1. Let's get started.
Yo, what's up, people? We back, baby. This is gonna be like a little bit of a surprise to people. I'm gonna drive an event. How cool is that? So as you can see by the title of this video, and also what you're gonna see in the rest of this video, is I'll be driving the FUNHAVER Fox at the Nappy Boy event. So I gotta do a couple things. I gotta make sure the car can work good for this event and take care of anything that is like DLC to the car. Make sure she's all good and happy. And then I'm gonna try to make improvements to the car to make it drive a little bit better. Hopefully. That is the end goal, is for this car to drive real well and be pretty consistent. Because I've only driven cars that are pretty dialed, and I've driven the Fox, and it's always it's a mystery. So in this video, what is it going to consist of? It runs a little bit like garbage right now, so I'm gonna make sure today's goal is to make sure that it runs good, smoothly, and it's gonna be ready to rock for this weekend. So things I'm gonna change is plug wires, spark plugs, just make sure that it's running all happy like. Maybe do some fuel treatment to it. I haven't quite decided yet. I'm gonna get to the auto parts store and we're gonna get some parts for it. It's gonna get an oil change and just make sure that part's good. Tomorrow's game plan is it needs a diff in it pretty bad. Right now it's got the factory Cobra diff in it, and that sucker, it's a LSD, but it's most of the time open, so you're mid-drift laying into it, feels really good, and then all of a sudden it'll switch back open on you without you knowing it, and then now you're pointing straight and you don't know what you're gonna do. So pull handbrake, get back into it. So we're putting a spool in it. It's also gonna have a different gear ratio in it, because right now it's got a 292 gear in it, or 2 something. It's a big freaking gear. So we're gonna shorten her down, go to a 456 gear. Yeah, 456 gear is what's going in it. Spool. Sucker's gonna run spiffy. So looking forward to that. That'll help it drive. And also I was looking at the toe on the car, and in the rear of the car, the toe is like a question mark. It literally, one side looks towed in, the other side looks towed out. I'll get you a clip of that when I get back to the shop. But right now we are on the way to the auto parts store to get some spark plugs. So I'll see y'all when we get to the auto parts store, big dogs. That is everything that we got to be able to put onto the Fox body to make it a better car. So what everything is that we got here, got our spark plugs. She needs new plugs, hasn't had a good refreshment in a while. New plug wires, just something I found laying around that will work. In case I do not go with, or have enough time to put the KRC pump in there, this is very non-professional here, okay? But I just want to go on record that it has worked in the past, so we're going to use it. It's a power steering stop leak, which all it's going to do is just stick it in that oil. Since we're using the fluid so intensely, it gets so hot and so thin that most times the power steering will give up on us. Adding this, a little bit of this right here, thicken it up, smooth it back out, make everything better. This is just some injector cleaner, fuel treatment, whatever you want to call it. This should hopefully clean things out, because I doubt this system has been cleaned out in a long time. But over here, let's go over what is on here right now. Right now we got some old Acel stuff, which, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Acels, I used them on my pickup truck back home. I don't know how many people are here from back in those days, but Other things too, I'm gonna make sure the coolant is good to go. Gonna give her a good oil change, put some fresh Pennzoil in her, and yeah, change those spark plugs. And we are using a factory power steering pump, so is what was being used before and has been on this thing for forever. She's always ran good. The only issues I've ever seen with this is that the cap will pop off. If it is like slightly turned like that, it'll wiggle its way off and then just boop, all that pressure sends it flying. So that's the only reason why I really wanted to hit the KRC pump, really, because I mean, for one, better response. For two, you ain't got to worry about that. I can go to a remote reservoir, find somewhere to put it, and make it better. Now, I know what you're seeing on the rest of this. You got to remember what the style of this Fox body was. It was to be thrashed on. It's a beater car, like, you know, like it's not that. It's not that. It is a full-fledged go out there, track day, beat the piss out of it, as simple fun as you can have it. So one day I'll get to tidying up all these wires, making this whole engine bay look a lot better. But for today, let's make this thing run better. One of the issues we're having too, this vacuum line keeps coming off, which is no good because that's attached to our brakes. And when this comes off, car idles funny, and the master has no vacuum pressure. So you go to hit the brakes, and it is solid, like dead solid. It's now you're using it almost like a manual brake, which is something I'm used to. But however, for this setup, you could drag right through those brakes. It does nothing for you. So we're gonna make sure we got clamps on that so it doesn't come off. All right, spark plugs are in. New coil wires are on there, or plug wires. Sorry, my bad. Whole setup looks pretty good. Like, well, compared to earlier with all the yellow everywhere, this one looks a lot better. It's a little squiggly and stuff. I'm gonna tidy that up too. But everything is away from the headers. Everything is away from anything that could burn them. So we are chilling on that sense. I'm gonna do the oil change next, and then after that we're gonna start it and make sure everything is running smoothly. Okay, cool. So, for those that don't know, Fox Bodies has got 2 drain ports for the oil pan. The front sump of it kind of just swoops over the subframe. So you got to drain this one, and you got to drain this back one. Most people will mess up and only drain the back one. And I mean, how big of a deal is it? I mean, you're just leaving a little bit of old oil in it. But do both. Put that best in there. Gonna replace this old filter here. And yeah, there is fluid everywhere. I drove it the other day, and the cap came off of the power steering. So I'm finding power steering everywhere. So I'm also gonna get that cleaned up. Okay, oil is all drained. Oil filter is off. Before putting on the new one, everybody knows, at least I really hope everybody knows, with your new oil filter, make sure you put oil on that O-ring. O-ring's always sealed back with a little bit of oil. I don't know what that was. I don't know. Hey, either way, regardless, this car is going to get the best in the business. The Pennzoil, baby. 1060. Running that good. Yup. Okay, oil change is done. Now to start it up, see how the new plug wires and spark plugs do. Also got the clamp on for the vacuum line back there, so hopefully it'll be running mint. Only thing left to do is to start it. Plugged in, oil, good to go. Dude, this is pretty sick, honestly. Like, this thing still has it, the factory, like, you have to press the clutch in for it to even start. I got party mode going on right now. I gotta fix that net later. I wish I had a before and after, because it did not sound this happy. Bump, 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 bump. Straight to idle. Before, if you would have done that, it would have died. So it's way happier now than it was before. Straight back into chop mode, baby. Chopville, Tennessee. What's good, baby? Real pleased right now. Temps are good. Oil pressure's great. Whoa, bro. You can feel the torque in this thing. She is peppy, son. Woo! freaking ready. All right, that's gonna conclude it for this video. Sorry for how lazy and lousy I sound in this video. I'm tired. It's late, and I worked all day, and then I worked some more. But this is gonna be fun. I'm hoping that we end up putting on at least a good show, or I don't know, learning a lot. That's the goal. I want to just learn more than what I already know. I only have done figure eights and stuff out here at the lot, so to be able to actually take it to a track and be able to actually do something more complex, I guess, I'm looking forward to that. I've driven a lot of cars here. The figure eights, it's a large figure eight. It's not like it's like a short one, like little two donuts. It's big loops and hard chunk ends. So I do have a little bit of car control, so I'm hoping we fare well. It's gonna be the first time using the Fox body out for anything. Last time I drove this car was back when I started. It was the last time I drove it hard. On that, of like, was moving around and was like, let me just bomb, you know what I mean? Nothing wild, but I have driven a comp car. I have driven the demo cars, and my goal is here before the end of next year is to have this car have a more fun feel like the comp and demo cars are, to where you just hop in this thing and you're like, I can just do whatever I feel like because this car can just take it. Right now, you got to have a technique for the Fox body. So the goal is, moving forward, that the Fox body becomes another easy to drive car, because the easier the cars are to drive, the better. Unless it's a comp car. Comp car just needs to win. Regardless of all that, that concludes this video of day one of getting the Fox ready for the Nappy Boy event. Stay tuned for day two. We will be putting a diff in this car and possibly doing that KRC pump. If we don't end up doing it then Friday, which will be day three, I'll plan to put the KRC pump in and do wheels. So that way I got wheels ready and a whole new untested pump. Yeah, maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If I got time, then I'll do it. And then I got to figure out if a belt will work. But that ain't the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. So, all right. If you enjoyed this video, please like. Whatever. This feels dumb. I'm not doing this. Whatever. All right. Next video. Deuces.